In 5 tiny corners of the world, people routinely live past 90, sharp, active, and free of the diseases that slow the rest of us down. They don't take exotic supplements. They don't run marathons. They eat 7 simple foods, almost every single day. And by the end of this video, you'll know all 7 and exactly how to start eating them tomorrow. These places have a name. Scientists call them blue zones, regions where people reach 100 at nearly 10 times the rate we do. Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Icaria in Greece, Nicoya in Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California. Researchers spent years sitting at their tables, writing down everything they ate, and the same handful of foods kept showing up, over and over, in every single zone. In this video, I'll walk you through all 7, the science behind each one, in plain English, a simple way to add it to your day, and a real story of someone who lived it. This is the heart of what we teach in the book SuperAger Secrets. So if living to 90 with a clear mind and real energy sounds good to you, do me a favor and tap subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's start with the most powerful one, olive oil. In a landmark trial called PREDIMED, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, researchers followed thousands of older adults. The group that added extra virgin olive oil to their meals cut their risk of heart attacks and strokes by around 30%. 30% from a bottle on the counter. The reason is something called polyphenols. These are natural compounds that calm inflammation, the slow, quiet fire that ages your arteries and your brain. Here's your protocol. Use 2 to 4 tablespoons a day, and I mean use it. Drizzle it over your vegetables. Dip your bread in it. Pour it over a finished soup. One rule: buy extra virgin in a dark glass bottle and stop saving it for special occasions. This is everyday medicine. In Icaria, Greece, olive oil isn't a garnish you measure carefully. It's poured generously over almost every meal. The locals there have a saying. They call it the oil that adds years. Now, food number 2. And this one is all about your brain. A study from Rush University, led by Dr. Martha Claire Morris and published in the journal Neurology, tracked the diets of nearly 1,000 older adults. The finding was stunning. People who ate just 1 serving of leafy greens a day had brains that tested as if they were 11 years younger. 11 years. From a plate of greens. That's the power of the folate, the vitamin K, and the antioxidants packed into every leaf. Your protocol is simple. Aim for 1 packed cup a day. Spinach, kale, chard, collards, arugula. And if you don't love the taste, don't worry. Throw a handful into your eggs in the morning. Stir it into a soup. Or blend it into a smoothie with fruit where you honestly won't even notice it's there. In Sardinia, wild greens grow right along the hillsides. Shepherds have gathered them and folded them into stews for centuries. They never called it a diet. It was just dinner. Food number 3 might be the most important of all. And it's the humblest thing on this list. Beans. When researcher Buettner studied what every blue zone had in common, one food was on every table, in every region, on every continent he visited. Beans. And a study in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition looked at older people across several cultures. It found that legumes were the single most protective food for a long life. Every small daily increase was linked to a lower risk of dying. So here's your protocol. Aim for half a cup to a full cup a day. Black beans, lentils, chickpeas, fava beans, whatever you like. Add them to soups, spoon them into salads, or blend them into a simple dip. Canned is completely fine. Just rinse them first. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, the daily plate is almost always beans and corn. Cheap, plain, humble food. And it quietly builds some of the longest lives on Earth. Quick pause, because we're right at the halfway point, and I want to make sure this actually sticks. If you're finding this useful, do 2 small things for me. First, tap subscribe. It's free, and it tells me to keep making videos exactly like this one. Second, I put together a free SuperAger starter guide. It's a 1-page checklist of all 7 foods with the simple serving sizes that you can print and stick right on your fridge. The link is in the description below. Grab it now while you're thinking about it, so you don't forget. Okay, back to the list. And the next 4 foods might surprise you. Let's keep going. Foods 4 and 5 travel together, and they're a perfect pair. First, nuts. A Harvard study following more than 100,000 people, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, found that people who ate a handful of nuts every day were about 20% less likely to die over the years of the study. A handful of nuts. and berries. In a separate Harvard study in the Annals of Neurology, the women who ate the most berries delayed their memory decline by up to 2.5 years. That's the flavonoids. The deep color in the fruit is the medicine. Your protocol: a small handful of nuts a day. Walnuts, almonds, pistachios. Unsalted is best. And about half a cup of berries. Fresh or frozen, it makes no difference. Frozen is just as good and far cheaper. The easiest move? Toss them together over plain yogurt or oatmeal in the morning. One bowl, 2 of your 7 foods, done before breakfast is over. In Loma Linda, California, the longest living Seventh-day Adventists reach for nuts instead of chips. A tiny swap, a huge payoff. And that brings us to the last 2, 6 and 7. Number 6 is fatty fish, sardines, salmon, mackerel. These are loaded with omega-3 fats. And here's the part most people don't realize. Your brain literally uses those fats to build and repair its own cells. You are quite simply feeding your brain its raw materials. Number 7 is fermented foods, and this one is about your gut. A Stanford study published in the journal Cell found that adding fermented foods to the diet increased the diversity of healthy gut bacteria and lowered markers of inflammation across the whole body in just 10 weeks. So your protocol: eat fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week, can sardines or salmon count, and they're affordable, and add a small daily serving of something fermented. Yogurt, kefir, miso, sauerkraut, kimchi. Just a few spoonfuls is enough to feed those gut bacteria. In Okinawa, miso soup starts the morning, and small fish are eaten whole, bones, omega-3s, and all. 2 of these 7 foods in a single bowl before the day has even begun. One SuperAger I read about has stuck with me ever since. A woman in her late 90s on the Greek island of Ikaria. No gym membership, no supplement shelf. Every single morning she walked out to her garden, picked a bowl of wild greens, and cooked them slowly in olive oil. She ate them with a few beans and sometimes a small piece of fish. She drank herbal tea from plants growing on her own hillside. When researchers asked her the secret to her long life, she just shrugged. To her, this wasn't a longevity plan, it was lunch. And that's the real lesson hiding in all 7 of these foods. These aren't extreme diets. There's no deprivation, no counting, no willpower. They're ordinary meals, repeated, quietly, for decades. So before you go, let's lock in the 3 that matter most. Number 1, olive oil. Every day, your 2 to 4 tablespoons, poured, not sprinkled. Number 2, leafy greens. Every day, 1 cup for a brain that tests years younger. And number 3, beans. Every day, the single food found on every blue zone table on the planet. Master those 3 first, then layer in the rest as they become habit. And here's your one job in the next 24 hours. Don't try to change everything. Just add one of these 7 foods to your very next meal. 1 handful of nuts, 1 cup of greens, a spoonful of beans. That's it. Start there. In the next video, I'm breaking down the daily habits, beyond food, that these same 90-year-olds swear by. You really won't want to miss it. So subscribe, grab that free starter guide in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Your 100-year-old self is counting on it.